Welcome again to another episode of Patugi Points. I hope you've been fine since we last had the last recording, in which we are continuing with the exploration of the 5 fundamental questions in life. Last week, or last episode, we discussed the first question, which is, who are you? And if you want to know what we discussed or what we talked about last week, or the last episode, you can go to the last episode and listen through and understand what we mean by the question, who are you? And as you know, in this program or this series, we are discussing the 5 fundamental questions which you have to maneuver through so that you can have a blissful life, or as much as blissful as possible. And just to recap on that, the first question is, who are you? The second question, which we are going to discuss today, is, where are you? Then we'll follow up with another episode saying, or rather asking ourselves, where are you coming from? Then where are you going? And then finally, what are you doing about it? My name is Patrick Gogi, and this is Patugi Points. If you have not subscribed to these podcasts, please do and share so that we can share this information as widely as possible. So we discussed who you are, or who are you, or who am I? And that is a very fundamental question we always want to know, particularly when we become conscious as we grow up. We wonder, who am I? What is my purpose in life? We discussed that last week. So in this episode, we are going to discuss, where are you, or where am I? Those who have read the Bible, you are conversant with Adam and Eve. And at one point, after Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, they discovered they were naked and put on the available clothes they could find. We understand it was fig tree leaves or whatever leaves they used. And well, we don't want to go into so much detail, but when God came calling, because we understand those days God used to come walk with them and discuss how was your day, how many animals did you name today, and so on and so forth. So when he came this time around, he could not find them. Why? Because when they heard him coming, they went into hiding. They hid. Then God came calling, and he was asking, Adam, where are you? Where are you? Well, he had to come out and say he was hiding. And why was he hiding? He was not naked. And who told him, or rather, who told him that he was naked? That's a long story. If you've never read that story, you want to go into details, go to Genesis, Bible Genesis, and find out the conversation between God and Adam. Now, why I'm referring to that story is because God came calling and he asked Adam, where are you? It's quite interesting because knowing that God is omniscient, he knows everything. How come at that point he didn't know where Adam was? And he had to ask, where are you? Or let's look at it this way. Did he really not know where Adam was? And that the question actually is sending a particular message to Adam, to me, to you. When God asks you, or when you ask yourself, where are you? What does that mean? Like now, we're asking, where are you? Where am I? The thing is, when you ask, where are you? It's because the person asking where you are, and that person could be yourself, asking yourself where you are. It means you are not where you are supposed to be. Because if you are where you are supposed to be, People will find you. You'll find yourself where you're supposed to be. And therefore, the question of where are you would not arise because you are where you're supposed to be. So in this instance, the Bible instance, Adam was not where he was supposed to be. God used to find him a particular place, but he was not where he was supposed to be. We are not going to go into detail why he was not there. Well, we know he was hiding. But the question here between you and I, as we ask, where are you, is, are we hiding? What are we hiding from? We are hiding, or we are not being seen at a place where we are supposed to be. There are some challenges that are putting us where we are not supposed to be. And people who know us, including ourselves, including myself, I know myself and I know where I ought to be, where I'm supposed to be. And I know I'm not there. Where am I not there? Because I'm elsewhere. So where is that place? You are stuck in quagmire of debts. You are stuck in quagmire of guilt, of shame, of stuff maybe that happened to be that put you to a place where you are not supposed to be. Where is that place? Where are you? And your voice, or the voice of God, who is in us, in spirit, is asking, where are you? Because of various challenges of these difficulties, these heavy laws of guilt, heavy laws of shame, heavy laws of heavy laws of resentment, we tend to hide, to put our heads in the sand and not to look at the problem in the face so that we don't see where we are. And if we don't look at where we are and recognize where we are, we shall always be there, stuck in the mud, putting our head in the sand, blaming others instead of looking into ourselves and wondering, how did I get where I am? Where am I? First of all, how did I get there? And then, when you acknowledge where you are, the only alternative is to look for your way out from where you are so that you can be where you ought to be. And God is calling you. You are calling yourself. Every time you get that heartache, that realization, I'm not supposed to be here. You already know where you are, and you already know you are not where you're supposed to be. So what are we doing about that? That's the last question we're going to ask. That's the final question after we find out where you're coming from in the next episode. So where are you? Are you where you're supposed to be? The question keeps on lingering in your mind. Where are you? What's happening where you are? Is there a place you're supposed to be? Is there a place you need to get out of and be at a place where you're supposed to be? You have to ponder. You have to meditate on it. And where you are, once you discover where you are you comfortable? Are you comfortable with wherever you are? Or you are like this dog that sat on a nail for so long and kept on complaining? There's a story about this dog which used to keep on yelping and whining and barking and making all sort of mournful noises. Every day, this dog keeps on, making a lot of mournful noises and complaining. And the neighbors got used to it. But one day, a stranger was passing by and heard the dog whining and, mourning. And he asked, what's wrong with the dog? He was told, oh, he's sitting on a nail. That's why it's making all this kind of noise. And then the stranger asked, if he's sitting on a nail, why doesn't it get out, off the nail so that it doesn't get the problem? So the resident said, well, it doesn't hurt. It has not hurt, badly enough for the dog to get out of the nail. So are you sitting on that nail and waiting for the time when it will be so bad so that you can get out of it? or the nail is too much painful now, and you feel and you have to move to where you ought to be. But first, you have to find where you are. So where are you? And that is my Patugi points for today. Join me in the next episode where we are going to discuss where are you coming from. Thank you and God bless.